What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be comparing the Smith & Wesson CSX, which is probably one of the most underrated firearms on the market today, to one of my favorite carry firearms, the Springfield Armory Hellcat. Now, the CSX has an aluminum frame, interchangeable back straps, awesome texturing, and a beaver tail right here that is just perfect. Honestly, this thing feels so good in your hand. You can't quite get a full pinky on it, but it doesn't matter. The way it feels in your hand is dang near perfect. It feels great. Now, the one thing I do wish is that they made larger magazines for it, and I think they will come out with those in the future. But like I said, this is a 12+1 setup, and it's so pointless that they sent a 10-round mag with this as well, because the 10-round mag is basically just flush to this line right here and without that sleeve. So if you're carrying that 10-round mag, it makes no sense, because that is such a small amount of length added. You need to carry the 12 for that +2. So anyways, like I said, 13 rounds in this setup, comes with 3-dot white sights, pretty decent texturing, and a great trigger. Now, a lot of videos you saw probably said the trigger was terrible. I will show you why the trigger is actually awesome. So here's first trigger pull right here. Ready? Watch that silver pin right there. Ready? I mean, basically nothing. If you can show me a Glock, a Hellcat, a P365, anything like that with such a short trigger and short reset, put it in the comments. That's stock as well. That's an awesome trigger. This thing is super fast. I showed people videos of how I could mag dump the whole 12+1 in around 2 seconds flat. This thing is great, and accurately mag dump it, because this thing handles recoil in an amazing way. And on top of that, the serrations are great. I love this thing. The design is just awesome on it, to be honest. And it looks so smooth, and it is so small. I will show you it in size comparison to the Hellcat. Now, keep in mind the Hellcat does have a 13-round mag in, and the CSX is 12. So 13+1 and 12+1. The slide is much shorter than the Hellcat, as you can see. When it comes to width, the Hellcat's going to be a little slimmer in the slide area, and a little slimmer in the grip as well, but not by much. And you can see where the extra round on the Hellcat side would come in right there. To be honest, the Hellcat is winning in length, because you could probably fit 2 rounds extra, you know, whatever. But they're both great when it comes to that, capacity-wise. Now, what I like about the Hellcat is you can also go ahead and throw the 15-round mag in it, and it doesn't add that much length. And that's what I really like about this firearm, is it's so versatile. It can go from the 11-round flush mag to the 15-round mag, and you're only adding this much. They both have 3-inch barrels. The sights on the Springfield Armory Hellcat are awesome. Awesome sight picture right out of the box, and they are night sights in the front. Pretty decent texturing on the slide. It's not the best. The serrations aren't the best, but, you know, they work. They function. This thing did need some texturing on it. That's why I put the handle at Edge Series grips, whereas the CSX, you're good right out of the box. And obviously, this is a polymer frame, so this is going to be snappier. It's lighter, not by a whole lot, but it is going to be snappier, and it's a noticeable amount of snappy. But also, it does have a rail. The Hellcat's one of the smallest firearms that still has a rail on it for a light laser, which is also nice. Anyways, I'll show you the trigger of the Hellcat, because I think that's what separates the two, even though I do like the Hellcat trigger. As you can see, it's clear. Here's first trigger pull. It's a little long, but has a pretty clean break and a pretty decent reset. I love the Hellcat trigger. I think it's a perfect carry trigger, and so I don't mind it. That's why I carry this. This Hellcat right here has about 4,000 rounds through it. Probably about 500 to 700 rounds are of that 4,000 were hollow points. And not a single hiccup, not a single issue. I ran the crappiest ammo through it. I ran 5, 6, 7 different kinds of ammo in one mag, and it handled it all. So I can't complain when it comes to the Hellcat. And that snappiness, it goes away with training. This thing's no longer snappy to me, and honestly, I love it. It's very smooth shooting, and the trigger lightens up. So now I'd say my trigger's about 5.5 pounds, whereas it probably started at 6.5 pounds, but as you shoot it, it seems to just loosen up a little bit and become a little lighter. Now, the CSX, I don't have as many rounds through this. I have probably 1,500 rounds through it, but both hollow points and ball ammo. Not a single failure, not a single issue. I saw a lot of videos where people were having user-induced errors or issues. That's on them. That has nothing to do with the gun. That has everything to do with the person. I shoot this thing perfectly. And if this doesn't fit your hand, that's fine. But this thing is an awesome, awesome carry. Like I said, aluminum frame really helps with the recoil. The way they designed this made it so it shoots very minimal recoil, and this might be the best shooting Micro 9 out there. and it's one of the smallest. This thing really does a good job handling recoil, and on top of that, with that trigger, I mean, your shots are going to be on target every time. You're going to have a very hard time missing your target in a self-defense encounter. I love the CSX, but I do love my Hellcat. So honestly, when it comes down to what I like better, I like the Hellcat's reliability and how trustworthy it is. I could trust my life to this every single day. And it could flex into home defense with that 15-round mag if you had to. You could throw a light laser on it. And I love the sights right out of the box. With the CSX, this thing is a great carry as well. It can't flex into as many rolls as the Hellcat in my opinion, but because of that recoil control and that awesome trigger, I think you can't go wrong with this firearm either. I love them both, and honestly, it's too hard to decide because I'm still early on in my CSX testing, but they're both great firearms, and to be honest, they're pretty even to me. So it's up to you guys, but like I said, do not listen to YouTube gun tubers. Go to the range and actually shoot these things. Don't let them decide your everyday carry firearms for you, because they might lead you in the wrong direction because they are being influenced by money or whatever the case may be, or they just might not be able to shoot it good. This is a great firearm, and I recommend it to anybody who hasn't shot the CSX yet.